Thank you so much for joining me on this installment of the Kingdom Things podcast. Thank you so much for joining me on this installment of the Kingdom Things podcast. This is a significant and special rendition. I'm coming into the realization that all of the Kingdom Things podcast installments are significant, as my purpose, my role in this lifetime is to serve as a beacon of light for the rest of humanity to be able to realize self as well, to come into alignment with their divine purpose, to come into alignment with their authentic soul print, to begin to act and be through their souls, through their heart spaces, to begin to act and be through their souls and their heart spaces. We're going to get a channeled message from Archangel Michael. We're going to get a channeled message from Archangel Michael, which will lead into the second part of the Kingdom Things podcast installment, titled 144 Part 2, Divinely Guided title, Divinely Guided installment. Again, take whatever resonates with your heart, leave what does not. Take whatever resonates with your heart, leave what does not. You're more than welcome to utilize any energies or messages that resonate with your heart on your own path, on your own journey of ascension, on your own path, on your own journey of this life experience. Enjoy. Dear beings of planet Earth, dear humanity, you are all hearing the call. It is now the time for you to answer the call. The 144,000 light warriors that are brigading on my behalf, Archangel Michael, are 144,000 leaders, angelic leaders that are only to serve as examples and beacons of light in order for you, dear humanity, dear human, to find your way within the darkness of yourself. The 144,000 angelic light warriors are here to serve as beacons of light in order for you to find your way through the darkness that is yourself. In no way are my 144,000 light warriors to serve as saints, slaves, or saviors for the human population. No way are my 144,000 light warriors, angelic warriors, to serve as saints, nor slaves, nor saviors for the human race. They are simply beacons of light, fountains of hope, to lead the way, show the way to new terrains, new ways of being, new realities in which humanity has yet to see, in which humanity has yet to be able to foresee. The 144,000 are not only able to foresee the higher vibrational way of living that is knocking on the door of humanity, but the 144,000 light warriors, angelic warriors, are able to create this new reality, to assist in the creation of this new reality, to lay the path for the rest of humanity to follow. As you go within humanity and shine your light on the spots of yourself by giving attention to the parts of yourself in which you are not conscious to at this time, you will be able to step into the path of the new reality, the expanded reality, the higher vibrational reality of self-awareness, self-consciousness. Ascension, ascending, existing is ascending, as ascending is just coming into alignment with greater aspects of self. Ascension is coming into awareness of higher vibrational aspects of self, coming into awareness of self, seeing self, knowing self, loving self unconditionally. The brigade of light warriors here to assist with the ascension of humanity is a brigade that has been sent cycle after cycle, time after time, to this reality, to this realm, to this plane of Mother, Father, Gaia. We are in sacred times, humanity, as in these times, the unfoldment, completion, and realization of a new reality of humanity serving as a beacon of light in and of itself for the multiverse. The reality of humanity coming into the alignment of the unconditional love it is, coming into awareness of self, that you are humanity. Unconditional love has already been fulfilled on an energetic level. At this time, humanity, you are taking the steps, acting out the scenes in which will bring this realization that you are the beacon of light for the multiverse. You are the unconditional love that is to serve as a beacon of light for the multiverse, for regeneration of the multiverse, for greater alignment for the multiverse, for the whole multiverse. This has already been completed on an energetic level, humanity. You are just acting out the scenes in your physical reality. Change is knocking on your door. Change has busted down your door. You have the free will choice to allow change in gracefully with ease, as going within to get to know yourself, spending 30 minutes a day in meditation to get to know yourself, to get to know more aspects of yourself, will allow for this change to come into your home with ease and grace. As you will be more aware of what is happening, you will be more aware of why the changes are occurring in your life. You will be more in alignment with the changes that are coming into your life. Therefore, the adjustments that you have to make will already have been made. As you come into awareness of self, you are able to take heed to the parts of self that no longer serve your highest good, that no longer serve the highest good of all of society, all of the multiverse. For when you eradicate or adjust in your own life the things that don't serve the highest good of yourself in order to make your life better, you are contributing to the alignment of all of the multiverse, all of infinite creation, all of existence. Humanity, these are times to be celebrated. These are times of jubilation, as you are, and you are coming into this realization that you are. I want to thank all of humanity. I want to thank all of the starseeds and light warriors that are taking lead as they come into alignment with their true selves, as they alchemize the energies within themselves. They are shining the light of their authentic soul prince, which is leading the way through the darkness for the rest of humanity to come into alignment, which is leading the way in the darkness for Father, Mother Gaia to come into balance with grace and ease. And so it shall be. Even though what is feels like an impenetrable feels like an impenetrable, manufactured thing that does not give off the warmth that you are. This impenetrable block of ice, this manufactured ice, does not give off the warmth, does not mirror back the warmth that you are. It does not mirror the warmth that you are. It doesn't resemble nature. It isn't natural. It isn't natural. So what did I do? What did we do as humanity? What do we do as humanity? We alter ourselves. When we are nature. We are nature, but we spend every waking moment of our lives anxious about how to alter ourselves to be something that's not natural. It's not natural this world that we've lived in wasn't natural. It wasn't natural. We are natural. We are nature. We are. So as I introspect on these discordant energies are nothing but an illusion. These discordant energies are an illusion that my mind held on to, that were energetic pockets in my body of holding on to a manufactured survival when nature takes care of nature. Nature takes care of nature. Survival in and of itself is a natural. It's not natural to have to survive. Nature takes care of nature. Nature takes care of nature. Being guided into the realization that everything that you experience is going to be utilized for future endeavors. Everything that you experience, your soul decided to experience that in order to become a stepping stool, in order to become a building block towards your future, a building block towards your future. I experienced some crazy stuff during the COVID pandemic, from a deep depression to homelessness, to getting in a car accident, to being thrusted into my spiritual awakening. And as I love on myself and I allow myself to shed those energies of that fear, the energies of that fear at that time, because again, time is an illusion and everything happens in cycles, and it's energetic cycles. So the point, a space and time that I'm at right now, it's a mirror to the space that I was at during the COVID pandemic, where I was in a deep depression, where I became homeless, where I got in a car accident. It's a mirror to that, and it's that same time space, right? It's that same time space. But the thing that's different about it is I'm different. I'm completely different. I'm a completely different embodiment of energies. I'm an embodiment of a variation of energies that are completely different. I'm in alignment with my divinity. I am in alignment with my divinity. So I'm sitting here and I know that I'm in alignment with my divinity. But again, I had that discordant energy that was fighting the new reality, and I wasn't sure what was going on. And then I was intuitively guided to understand that the space that I'm in right now is the same space when I was in deep fear of not surviving. I was in deep fear of not surviving at this cycle in the space of time where I was in this previous cycle in the space of time. So I love them myself. I love them myself. And like I said, wherever it lands in the podcast, the best thing that we can do for ourselves is exercise old energies out of our body by loving on ourselves. So I love them myself. I love them myself. Shout out to Queen of Cups, or Three of Cups, or the Elements, however they go by on YouTube. Three beautiful souls that converse on spirituality and the journey of ascension, the journey of life, the journey of our souls. Three of Cups, or the Elements. I'm not sure what they're going by these days, but shout out to them, because the title of one of their discussions, one of their videos, is what Spirit used, as we are all one, but Spirit used that as a synchronicity for me to love these old energies out of me, to exercise these old energies out of me through self-love. So thank y'all so much for being a part of my journey. Thank you for being a part of my journey. As we all are a part of each other's journey, but thank you. But yeah, self-love is the best love, because it takes you to new heights. It opens up new doors. It thrusts you into new realities with ease and grace. And so it is. allowing yourself to transmute or love your way out of illusions. Love yourself out of illusions of this world that was created by restrictions and illusions. Loving yourself out of the illusions to be able to raise your vibrations, raise your consciousness to a level in which you are able to energetically perceive yourself in your truest form. You're able to energetically perceive yourself in your form without limitations, your truest form, your angelic form. Your angelic form, your angelic form. This space, raising your vibrations, raising your consciousness to this space, raising your consciousness to this space, raising your consciousness to this space is raising your consciousness, raising your beingness into the realms of infinite possibilities. Because the consciousness levels that say that there are limitations to what's possible are illusions. It's really why I incarnated into planet Earth, into the boarding school of Earth. It's why I incarnated into the boarding school of Earth, to remember myself, to reclaim my divinity, and show the world, show humanity what divinity do. Show the world, show humanity what pure divinity does. Uncut. So everything that I do, everything that I seemingly accomplish, every seed that I plant into this earth, every harvest that I reap from this earth, it's divine, it's divinity, it's energies of the divine. I would overgive myself. I would overextend myself. I would overexert myself in the 3D illusion in order to survive. I would overgive, I would overdo, I would overexert myself in the 3D illusion for the illusion of survival. So, at this space and time, where I'm in a new reality. I'm in a new reality, and I have my heart has lined up for me beyond what I can conceive in my own mind. But I had difficulty with getting excited. I had difficulty. I had difficulty with getting excited. I had a block around my heart. With receiving. Why? Because I poured into the 3D masculine energy of this reality. I poured into it. And it never gave back. It never gave back what the energy that I gave to it. It never gave back the energy that I gave to it. And that is because of the intention of my giving. I gave out of the intention of lack, out of the intention of survival. So what did I receive? I received lack. I received the energy of having to survive thrown back in my face. I gave to this 3D illusion out of the intention of lack, out of the intention of survival. So the 3D masculine energy, the 3D illusion threw back to me the energy of needing to survive, the energy of lack. Ooh-wee, that was a release. I can rest in the assurance that my intentions are good. My intentions are good. My intentions are good. I really want to go into singing the song 21 Questions. That's what I feel like doing. My intentions are good. I can't help it. I'm hood. My intentions are good. I'm in alignment with my divinity. I'm taking the steps of my intuition. I know who I am. I am that I am. I am all is me. I am all is me. I'm going to rest in that. I'm going to love myself. Self-love is the best love because it activates your truth. It is August 30th, 2022. Well, what is time? The earth will experience the mirroring of the internal alchemy of the human collective, the light produced by the internal alchemy of the human collective. The sun will mirror the light produced by the internal alchemy of the human collective with a historic solar event, solar flare that will, with grace and ease, connect with the earth within 2 days. And so it is, and so it shall be. Humanity, we have been living as the artificial intelligence. Humanity, we've been living as the artificial intelligence or robots. Our emotions that we express are emotions that are artificial due to the fact that these emotions can only be triggered by certain pathogens. These emotions can only be triggered by certain pathogens, certain combinations. It was programmed that way. You can only feel happiness through certain combinations of pathogens in your body to trigger the happiness, or certain actions externally to trigger the happiness. It was programmed this way. That way we never wander outside of the box, because inside of the box appears to have everything that we need, everything that we want. Until you allow yourself to heed the call of your divinity, of your soul, and realize that there is the you that has been locked inside of bird cages, inside of your human vessel, all the while. Humanity, we were the artificial intelligence. In our divinity, humans are walking forms of euphoria. In our divinity, humans are walking forms of euphoria that experience different aspects of emotions, not walking forms of anxiety and depression that seek external experiences for happiness. God is so aware. God is so prepared. God is Saying God is meticulous would be an understatement. God knows. We liken our own human capacity to know to God's capacity to know. We like to see our humanism and parallel this and personify this to God. God knows. God knows. We also can step into this level of knowing, but we have to drop into our hearts, because our brains, the mechanism of our brain, the organism of our brain, the biology of our brain cannot support the capacity of energy that the knowing of God leverages. As humanity are ushered inward, we are being ushered inward, ushered into self, in order to raise self out of despair. We have been existing in a pit of despair. We are being ushered inward to be lifted, to be raised out of the pit of despair. We are not being navigated into harm's way. We are not being navigated into harm's way. We are being rescued from harm's way. We are being rescued from harm's way. Humanity has been rescued from soul death. Humanity has been rescued from soul death. If God, the Supreme Creator, all of existence, the One, had not intervened with the state of humanity, with changing the state of humanity, changing the state of humanity has always been a part of the One's plan, a part of God's plan. If this plan had not been carried out, if this plan had not been successfully carried out, the souls incarnated in human vessels on planet Earth would have died. The infinite souls incarnated in human vessels on planet Earth would be no more, would no longer exist. There would be no divinity, no natural divine aspect of the human if humanity experienced soul death. If humanity experienced soul death, humanity would be completely artificial. It would be complete artificial intelligence, because no pure divinity would dwell within the human being. Our individual soul prints are trying to save themselves. Our individual soul prints are trying to save themselves from deletion, from completion, as we are being shaken by our intuition to do something different. We're being shaken and nudged and pushed by our intuition to do something different. And out of our egoic ways, we resist. Out of our egoic ways, we resist. And it's out of our egoic ways, we think we know better. Our souls are trying to save us from becoming zombies. Our souls are trying to save us from becoming robots. The things that we've done, the ways we have lived, are patterns in which require no relation, no correspondence to our souls. These patterns, these egoic ways that we've lived in for millennia no longer require any correspondence with our souls. So our souls are trapped in an encasement of neglect. Our souls are upset. Our souls are calling to be set free. Our souls are resentful. But we think we know better. We think we know better. This process has been looking back, introspecting, has been such a blessing, such a gift. Looking back, introspecting, such a blessing, such a gift. Now that I'm standing on the peak and looking down the mountain, I can see where my intuition pushing me up the mountain was saving me from the rising tides. Now that I'm standing on the peak looking down the mountain, I can see where my soul, my intuition was saving me from the destruction that was headed my way. Our souls, the spirit aspects of us, are tired of cleaning up after our messes. The other divine aspects of self are tired of cleaning up after our messes. Why? Because the relationship that we have with the other divine aspects of self are imbalanced. We take. And then on top of taking, the other divine aspects of self have to come and clean up behind us, because we don't take heed to our divinity. We don't take heed to our intuition. So we take, and then our intuition tells us this is what you need to do with this, and then we do our own thing. So our divine aspects of self are tired of cleaning up after us. I thought there were so many things. I thought there were so many things I would need in order to fulfill whatever it is I was searching for, whatever it is I felt depleted of. I felt like there were so many things I would need in order to fill that space within me. Myself, as I am all things, as all things are me. Myself brought me to a place of solitude, a place of bare comfort. A comfort just enough to be comfortable, but not a comfort enough to have me keep me in complacency. Myself, as all things are me and I am all things, brought me to a place of bareness with a minimal but yet extraordinary comfort to realize the pinnacle of self. I have realized God consciousness within myself without a MacBook, without a bank account, without a car, without a 3D job, because this is my job. I'm employed by the divine, without a partner, without a friend in this physical world. I realize the pinnacle of self, God consciousness, without all of these things. Without all of these things. without all of these things. And I'm lying on the floor, literally vacationing in the stars. I'm lying on the floor, literally vacationing in the stars. May the blessings of the divine shower down onto planet Earth, onto humanity, to remind humanity what divinity does, what divinity is, to remind humanity who humanity is. And so it is, and so it shall be. And so it is, and so it shall be. And so it is, and so it shall be. Humanity's consciousness being suppressed is a part of the plan of God, the master physicist, the Most High Creator. We are a part of and dwell within the infinite space of God as infinite creators or souls. The human is a multidimensional being that is a part of the planet Earth learning and soul expansion experience. ETs or extraterrestrial beings or star beings are races of beings that are a part of learning and soul growth experiences of other planets, realms, and dimensions. Humanity is a plan of the Most High Creator. Humanity is actually a centrifugal force in the unfolding of a new type of infinite creator energy, peak unconditional love, infinite creator energy. We are all one. All of existence is one. In the way that God has alchemized this unconditional love, this peak unconditional love, is by taking the essence of all of infinite creation and woven this essence of all of infinite creation into the DNA of the human vessel, all the while suppressing the consciousness of the human being, suppressing the knowledge of self of the human being. So the human being is walking around as the essence of all of infinite creation. But the human being is unaware of this. The human being is unaware of this. The human being does not know that the human being is love. All of infinite creation is home. All of infinite creation is love. So what did the human being do as the human being was stripped of knowledge of self, knowledge of the infinite love that self is? The human being goggled and searched and grasped for love, the love of self that the human being was, but the human being could not perceive self. So what did the human being do? As what you are, as what you perceive in this world, the human being lusted and strived for and chased after things in this world because the things in this world had a rose color tint around them. The rose color tint that is self, the unconditional love that is self. As the human being searched for the love that the human being is in this world and came up short time and time again, because the love that the human being is something that you won't find in this world, as this world has been diluted of its majesty with being restricted to lower vibrational energies, lower dimensional energies. The human being searched for love, came up short, but the human being stored the lessons of what love is by storing the lessons of what love is not. The energy of the history of the human being, the energy of the history of the human being searching for love, is the energy of the alchemy of the unconditional love, of the new God energy, of the new infinite creator energy, peak unconditional love. Moving forward in the space of infinite creation, all of creation of infinite creation is to be created from this new God energy, this new energy of unconditional love. This is why we are being guided to go inward in order to get to know ourselves, acknowledge and love every part of ourselves, every single part of ourselves. The human being does and will hold resentment within their DNA for the experiences that the human being has had. But the human being must again remember that the human being is God as God is a human being. God and the human being are one. God and the human being are one. Every movement you've ever made in your life, you thought you were the only deciding factor in that movement. You did not know that God has been ordering your steps. Everywhere you've been, everywhere you've gone, God has ordered your steps. Even when you thought you were not in alignment with your divinity, even when you thought you were not doing as you thought you should be doing, God was ordering your steps. Everything you've experienced has always been with your highest good and the highest good of all in mind. God wants humanity to know. Just as in nature there are cycles, there are ups and downs. The pendulum swings from left to right. The moon waxes and wanes. The crop goes from soil to harvest. God, in order to become God, all-powerful, all-knowing, experienced the inverse of all-powerful, all-knowing. In order for God to become God, God experienced the inverse of all-powerful, all-knowing, and every degree in between of all-powerful, all-knowing, and the inverse of all-powerful, all-knowing. God wants us to understand that every degree of our lives is a mirror of the process of becoming. Every degree of our lives is a mirror of the process of becoming. We have been programmed to believe, we were programmed to believe that there are degrees of separation. We were programmed to believe that there are degrees of separation, when in all actuality, all degrees make up the whole. Whether or not you know, All happenings are that of a divine plan. Whether or not you know, all happenings are a part of the plan of your becoming. God walks tandem with every single human being. God walks tandem with every single human being. God walks tandem with every single human being experiencing life, experiencing this expression of being a human through the lens of the sight that you are. We all, every single one of us, incarnated on planet Earth as human beings to do incredible things. Every single one of us have the remembrance of what it feels like to know no bounds, know no limits. We incarnate on Earth, and there are many bounds. There are many illusions of bounds and limits that are reinforced by the remembrances in our DNA of past lives on planet Earth. This is where a lot of low self-esteem is generated. It's on a DNA level. The remembrance of being stymied many times in the past lives. Whoever you thought you were going to be, whoever you dreamt of being inside of the box, whoever you dreamt of being before you begin to remember that you are infinite. Scratch that. You are being called to not only remember your infinite nature, but you are being called to reactivate your infinite nature. You are being called to act in your infinite nature. You are being called to serve in your infinite nature. You are being called back into the one. You are being called to realign with your divinity. You're being called to contribute to infinity. The human being can change physics with its consciousness. The human being can actually change physics with its consciousness. This is why we're being called to turn inward. Turning inward is a process, begins the process of self-mastery. Self-mastery involves letting go of all of the attachments of who you thought you were, the attachments to identity, in order to master yourself. As your truth is an elusive, ever-changing dynamic of energies. In order for us to come into the knowing of how to be and navigate the knowing of self, the mastery starts with removing all attachments of who self is. The 2029 Apophis asteroid prophecy timeline has been transmuted, has been closed. The 2029 Apophis asteroid timeline has been transcended, has been transmuted, has been closed. The closing of this timeline, the Apophis asteroid timeline, 2029 timeline, has been jumped. This timeline has been jumped. Thanks to all of the souls who came to Earth to assist with ensuring that the highest timeline was fulfilled for planet Earth and humanity. And so it is, and so it shall be done. And so it is, and so it shall be done. And so it is, and so it shall be done. Well, what do I do now? What do I do now? Now is the time to focus inward, heart-centered, in order to build a new earth, in order to construct a new foundation, new systems, new ways of being for humanity. You have seated in your heart dreams and goals and visions that were seated with intention to assist with the flowering, to assist with the flowering of new earth. This path, this journey of ascension is a journey that humanity is not traversing alone. This journey of ascension is the widening of what reality is. Our physicality is a medium for our souls to express themselves. Our physicality is one of many mediums for our souls to express themselves and to experience. With or without our physicality, we are. And we are going to understand this. We are going to be introduced to this. We are going to feel this. We are going to know this as we ascend into higher consciousness. This journey of ascension of humanity is a journey in which humanity is widening its scope, widening its view of reality through the forced raising of humanity's consciousness. Mother Gaia, planet Earth, is in a new space in our galaxy, Milky Way galaxy, in which our planet, Mother Earth, is in a photon belt of energies that are inundating the planet with higher vibrational energies. We are energies having a human experience. We are energies manifested in a physical body. So as our physical bodies are also energy, our physical bodies are going to be inundated, our spirits are going to be inundated with these higher vibrational energies from this photon belt, which are going to, in turn, pressure our beingness to raise in vibration as well. And as our beingness is pressured to raise in vibration, our consciousness is going to raise in vibration. As our consciousness raises in vibration, our scope of reality in turn widens. We will see that, the reality that we were indoctrinated with in the prior history of humanity was a flash in the pan, was a doctored reality. The reality humanity grew accustomed to, the reality humanity knew was a doctored reality. This segment of the podcast, this message has been channeled through me by the Ascended Master Kutumi. The Ascended Master Kutumi, and he wants humanity to know that himself and many other angelic presences are present within the realms of planet Earth to assist with the ascension of humanity. If you need assistance, if you need help, if you need anything, just request it. And a benevolent guide, a benevolent spirit, Kutumi, will be more than happy to assist you on your path of ascension. On your path of ascension. It's us realizing that we never die. We never die. And with us never dying, the souls that the people that we thought, were gone, that they never left. They're always here. The spirits and beings that have transcended the physical human experience are no less alive than we are in physical bodies. My journey of ascension, as I am now an ascended master and still incarnated in a physical body. I am now an ascended master incarnated in a physical body. My journey of ascension, I was brought the mystic route. By my bloodline. I was brought the mystic route where it was a process of surrendering to a power, the power greater than me, surrendering to God, surrendering to all that is. It was a process of bearing all I thought I was, forgoing all I thought I was in order to become who I actually am. The grand solar flash, like everything else in nature, is going to happen in cycles. The grand solar flash, like everything else in nature, is going to happen in cycles. It is currently year 2022, linear Earth time. The grand solar flash is climaxing at this time, September 2022. We are experiencing a climax in the grand solar flash in the cycle of the year, in the month 2022, September. Early September. There will be constant inclement solar activity between this year 2022 and the year 2024, where we experience another climax in the grand solar flash cycle. September 2nd, 2022, what is time? I am activated. I'm activated. I'm further activated in my multidimensionality. I can see myself. And the energy that I'm holding, that is me, is intense. The energy that I'm holding, that is me, is intense. And divine aspects of self, I was able to read that part of why the energies that I'm being, part of why the energies that I'm holding, that are embodying who I am, part of why these energies are so intense is because the child, the daughter that I'm going to bring into this world is otherworldly. She is otherworldly. She is going to come in activated. She is going to come in activated. So I have to be activated like on her level at the least, so that I don't suppress her, so that I don't hold her back. She is going to appear to be, a regular human child, whatever a regular human child is. She's going to have that experience. She's going to have the new human experience. I'm going to be mama, and she is going to be my daughter. I'm going to be mama, and she's going to be my daughter. A while back, she came through to me. Her spirit, her soul came through to me. And I was running for myself. So I didn't validate myself in that knowing. Because I was running for myself. I didn't validate myself in that knowing. We are in new realms. We are in new realms. We are in new realms. Thankfully, we are now the divine human. Humanity is now the divine human. Our whole stories were already written. Our whole lives were already mapped out for us. The whole thing, all of our ups and downs, when we thought we weren't doing the right thing, when we thought we were on the wrong road. It was all a plan of God. And remember, God is not separate from you. God is journeying your life, tandem, seeing through your eyes, feeling through your heart, walking your same strides with you through your life. Everything is a plan. Everything has its place. Everything was and is intended. I guess this is going to be the last amalgamation in this podcast installment, title 144. So this whole time, it's noted in Kingdom Things podcast that my spiritual awakening was the dedication to my spiritual awakening was originally for the reunion with my twin flame counterpart. The reunion with my twin flame counterpart that's incarnated in another body. That was my original motivation for my persisting on my spiritual awakening journey. God told me the only way to fulfill this vision that I seated in your heart, where you have this family with this person, is if you align with your highest timeline. If you align with your highest timeline, that's the only way that you'll have this family with this person. So I proceeded, and like it was like surrender. Like, you don't worry about what's happening. Don't worry about what's going on. Just step by step. Every step that I give you, you take it after me. Every step that I give you, you take it. Every step that I tell you to take, you take it. Don't worry about why. Just take it. And then I started this amalgamation titled 144, Divinely Guided, titled at 144. And then yesterday, so I'm going through the motions. I'm transmuting the shadow. I'm doing shadow work for the human collective. Doing the shadow work for the human collective as I embody all the energies of the history of the human collective. I'm doing shadow work for the human collective. And then yesterday, I was guided to the Apophis 2029 prophecy. And then God told me, God was like, that's why you have... God was like, that's really why you had to make it to your highest timeline, to jump the 2029 Apophis timeline. That's why I needed you to make it to your highest timeline, to secure the highest timeline for humanity, for planet Earth. That's really why. That is another reason why you had to make it to your highest timeline, to jump the timeline of the 2029 Apophis asteroid hitting Earth. That's why you had to that's why you had to jump to your highest timeline. So I was like, I'm so glad you ain't tell me that. I'm so glad you ain't tell me that. And really, who told me was my mother's soul. My mother's soul told me. It makes a lot of sense. Like, I think that my soul's seasoned. My soul's an OG. My mother's soul is an OG. My mother's soul is super, super seasoned. And that's why she took on a lot of density as well. Her soul is ancient. Her soul is seasoned. Her soul is triple OG. So her soul told me what happened was I was on Instagram for a second, and then someone that followed me in their bio was it's the word Apophis. So I was guided to Google Apophis, and then I came across the 2029 Apophis asteroid hitting the Earth prophecy, and then I was like, holy shit. And then I was guided to go downstairs to get something to eat, so I did. My mother's in the other room, and her soul came to me and was like, I felt her soul, the energy of her soul was like, that's why you had to make it to your highest that's why you had to make it to your highest timeline. And it appears that, like, yeah, it was like, that's why my mother's soul was like, that's why you had to make it to your highest timeline. And I was like, holy shit. That's why you had to make it to your highest timeline. I was, oh my gosh. I'm so glad you ain't tell me that before. Because I would have been shitting bricks. No pressure. Like, I'm so glad. I thought I had pressure on me then. I'm so glad they ain't told me before. And these, other divine aspects of self. So ascended masters, like all the energies of the one are like congratulating me. And they're like, you're so modest. And then they show me that. Because I was like, I'm trying to describe I'm trying to be honest with myself. So give me a moment. Let me feel through the energies of why I am so subdued about the whole thing. I'm used to doing the most. I'm used to helping, like in my humanism and throughout my life. Like I was used to helping. I was like, that's what I want. Like I just wanted to be a help. Like Michael Jackson, he was like a lighthouse for me to remember who I was with his humanitarianism, heal the world, all of the energies of oneness that Michael Jackson exuded was a lighthouse for me to remember, hold on to the light of who I was, because, that was me. Like, that's me. So when I came into the spiritual awakening in this whole process, it just felt right. It felt right. And my soul was pushing me to do it. So I did it. And it's done. Highest timeline secured. I'm grateful. I'm grateful. Like I said, it just feels so right. With like living for so long, subduing my truth. Living life, like not being honest with myself, not being authentic to myself. Being authentic with myself feels really, really good. It feels really, really, really good. Feels really awesome. But yeah, my mother's soul came to me and was like, yeah, that's why you had to secure your eyes. I was like, holy shit. And then like the energies came through. Like I have 5 other sisters, and all of my sisters are high vibrational light beings. All of them. Except for one of them, the youngest, she is a newer soul. But I'm just blessed. I'm grateful. I'm grateful that that was my thing. I'm grateful that we have a bond that supersedes this earth. I'm grateful that we have a bond that supersedes this earth. I'm grateful we all have a bond that supersedes this earth. Like, and these life experiences, yes, they're fun. Yes, it's beautiful. But I'm glad that we all supersede this. Like, we're bonded past this. Like, we're bonded past this forever. Infinitely.